Welcome back to Easy Dispel, where the name is Easy Dispel, and we did it wrong anyway. I'm your Dungeon Master, Andrew. Joining me tonight, as always, our wonderful adventures, beginning with, of course.
Hi, I'm Will, and I play Dominique.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I play Angel.
I'm Mike, and I play Sai.
I'm Lucy, and I play Yoshida.
And I'm David. I'm playing Averin today. Let's go!
Okay, there's the energy I was looking for. Welcome back. We don't have any announcements or anything really extra, other than we still play games every Thursday. Next week, we're going to be coming back. Mike finally rejoining us. We're going to have the whole crew back with Redfall, the new Bethesda game. We're going to be hunting some vampires in some action-packed first-person goodness. You, of course, get to watch the perspective of the worst shot of us all, yours truly. But we'll be back on Thursday. I hope everybody joins us. Otherwise, here on Easy Dispel, D&D, we left off as our very own Warforged artificer Averin had, after searching the personal belongings of Sparrow, searching for some clue as to what happened to their friend at this point. He hadn't been quite sure what their relationship was, hoping for some clue to who he may have been, that existence. And the music got weirdly romantic. So who knows where that's going.
Sparrow. Ooh.
He found hidden in the desk a warded journal. Something that he took and, showing due caution, brought to the party's attention as they discussed their next steps to lie low, as Rathmus, the Cambion that they had dealt with previously, had gone missing, his disappearance claimed by a high-ranking member of the Church of Crest, a priest, Malachi Blackwood. Some ominous warnings from that person, indicating that they might do best to get out of town, lay low for a while, reduce their footprint, as it were. Before doing so, Averin got the party together to try to dispel the words that were on Sparrow's journal, for fear of what they might do if triggered. Successfully dispelling the words with the help of Angel, Averin took the book and opened, flipping through to see what insights this may provide him to Sparrow's being. A single line written, which beckoned Averin to read it. Failing his will save, Averin recited the words written on the page in abyssal script, which only one of the party could understand. As he finished the line, a tear in reality opened, stepping through the small, black-feathered figure of Sparrow, thanking the party for returning him for the first time in centuries to the physical realm. It's about this time that, with a chicken in one hand and a bag of snacks of some sort in the other, Yoshida walks in. I imagine seeing Sparrow, we'll say a mixed bag of, caramel corn and peanuts dropping to the ground and scattering, realizing Sparrow's returned for good or ill. So in this moment, we drop back to the party. What do you do?
Okay. I guess that's me.
My crossbow's out.
That's really not necessary, lass. If I remember right, I took you in. No need to point crossbows at me.
I saw you go skaplooey.
Your two friends went skiplooey. Did you draw a crossbow on them when they returned? Just me?
Yeah.
Actually, I think she may have.
Well, no, you're right. I did.
I wouldn't be surprised, sister. Still, I owe the group of you nothing but gratitude for returning me to the material plane. Probably have
Oh.
questions.
A few.
Who the fuck are you really?
Good one.
Sparrow, I've always been to you what I am. I present nothing else. That's, I suppose, the whole Prince of Pain, Lord of Torment, offers a ominous tone. But, I mean, realistically, other than the little, precaution I had to enact, I don't, in fact, cause pain and torment. You all seem to have no problem doing that to yourselves.
Can I insight check that I don't cause pain and torment?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
I lean towards
Not great.
Angel. I'm like, is he gaslighting us?
What was that, Averin?
10.
10? Hard to tell. I mean, a lot of, realistically, there's a lot of shit going on right now, and just trying to pick up on what might be a subtle lie is just difficult to wrap around right now.
How many of us can?
All of you are
check.
welcome to insight check.
I don't know. I'm just like piggyback or anything, but
Except the
No,
guy
this-
that's
this
got
is
a
one of those
plus
things-
14 to his insight can't.
It's reasonable to piggyback on this particular check.
I got a 5, so
17.
Okay.
I
Are
can't,
Doman
so-
or Sai? Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's
Sai's not
I got,
there,
I
so
got a 3, so
okay.
Sai's still up the
not
street.
sure I'm even looking in the right direction.
As far as you guys can tell, it's not that you're convinced that he's being honest as much as you can't tell if he's lying or what the reason to lie here would be. I realize you all might doubt me, but I mean, I think back. I didn't cause any pain. Crest causes no progress. He's just the patron deity of those that seek to better the world. Oril, back in her day, she wrote no songs herself. Maybe a few, but mostly she was just a muse to those that would create music. The father, Skjorr, the warrior. Sure, he fought in battles, but there's not a single battle that's ever been fought with one man. We're beings of nothing more than the mantles that you all have put on us. I simply have the misfortune of bearing the mantle of something no one would look at. Pain, torment. Who would worship me? I seek nothing in this world that no one would give willingly. He goes, "You're missing one. Where's..." Never mind. I'm happy to go my own way and let you lot be, as mayhaps I should have before. Avi, we walk together in the astral sea. You, me, Sai. The unfortunates we walked amongst. I just ask you to simply let me go. You walk amongst a city that's so drowned in its own pain and torment that the masses reach up to those above who don't suffer in the same way. They have their own troubles, and he looks pointedly at Yoshida, who's just walked in. But their own pain they have all the same. I require no worship, no sacrifice. The wheel turns, and those that are crushed beneath it reach out to me, and that sustains me.
Are there more than just you?
That's what I've sought, Angel. As far as I know, my brothers and sisters are gone. Other than the one, the patron of this city, Crest. Long I've searched for ways to bring my family back to me. But they're gone. For now. For now.
Did you have anything to do with those zombies?
Mathis's little thing. I suppose I offered him a little bit of my power. His voice cried out the strongest in the darkness, someone who'd suffered pain and torment. He requested power, and sure, I gave him a touch of what I could. I gave him no guidance on what to do with it. In fact, I tried to turn him away from the full-on destruction he sought to bring.
Can I do another insight check?
Sure, go ahead and make another insight check.
Yeah, that's worse.
Okay, anybody that wants to piggyback is welcome to.
12.
14.
12, 14, 2. Again, this whole situation, it's just hard to tell if or why he would lie to any of you. If he is, you're not sure. Either way. Well, I gave you access to my home, and you seem to have made good use of it. Your own home, significantly nicer. I hope you're doing well. Anyone lucky enough to leave my flock deserves it. The pain each of you have suffered has been inflicted by other mortals. Mostly. And he very clearly looks at Angel and Doman and like cocks an eye. Some others, your suffering has more divine connections. This I ask you for a second time. Will you just let me go my way? I seek no conflict with you.
I don't see that there's another option. I don't think that we can stop a god. But I don't think that you need our permission to leave. Why do you ask it?
I prefer it. Realistically, if you think about it, if I were to end ye as you be, what more could you suffer? It, again, not an ominous threat, not suffering I intend to inflict upon you, but your nature is to suffer and to feel pain and be tormented. It feeds me. Why would I wish any of you ill beyond that?
Well, since we have you here, Sparrow, and I figure many mortals don't have the opportunity of talking to a god every other day, your motivation's still the same.
Let the wheel turn. Keep things as they are. I can't think of a more perfect system than this. And he just kind of gestures around him. This city. Sure, there's a few privileged that might suffer minimal torment day to day. The rest of you are just crushed underfoot.
And your feelings towards Crest? still looking to take him off the throne, or
His actions do yet torment me. He looks at each of you. Goes, he has advantages here that I tried to twist things in my favor with my actions here. I'm not opposed to seeing him fall, but now that I corporeal, mostly content. Mostly. I wouldn't mind twisting things for him a little bit. If you catch it. Still
Sure, you gotta
irks me
pull
to
off
see
those.
him on top, having been on bottom for as long as I have. Come to accept it, though.
What about a way to take away his power?
Take
If we
away
move on?
the power of a god in his own city. What have you found out since I've been discorporeal, as it were?
I think we found out where he gets his energy from.
Interesting. Is this you asking for my help?
Yes.
well, asking for your help so much as saying we may be able to come to a mutually beneficial agreement. We keep your wheel turning in perpetuity, and maybe on down the road there's, a shoulder up you can lend us.
So, what would you need of me? And his form begins to he's still Sparrow, but you're catching a shimmer. He's somewhat translucent. Like there's like a shifting. As you've mentioned this, he's getting excited about an idea. And he's just having trouble containing. You've directly asked him, how do you feel about overthrowing Crest? And he's having a little bit of trouble containing himself just to this form of Sparrow. I would like insight checks from everyone that is in presence. And Sai, I think he'll be coming back soon.
I was gonna say
Hi.
I would have asked Lear to contact her parents through the sending stone to see if everything was okay, because it's been 5-10 minutes now.
Okay.
16 for me.
16.
15.
And I think Doman has the sending stone right now.
Yeah, I think anybody that got above a 15, it's pretty easy to tell. Like, odds are the Owlin is not Sparrow's true form now that he's returned. This is very much like, this is a familiar visage to you. And so he's chosen this form to kind of keep things at ease. But as he gets excited, it begins to kind of shake and shimmer. At which point, Dad, is everything okay? Should Sai and I come back now?
I like fumble through my pocket and and I'll like just glance towards Sparrow. Yeah, make your way back. No rush.
If you have a way to potentially overthrow Crest, or at least weaken him somewhat, take away his power, I would be very interested in finding out what you have found. I still have many resources in the city that I could potentially avail to yourselves for the right plan.
We might be able to throw a couple obstacles under his feet. But I think in return I'd ask for something fairly significant. If a god is taken down, someone eventually needs to fill their shoes.
Indeed. The role of deities, of gods, though many say is a place of power and of worship, has a more significant role in the cosmos than most of you foresee. If Crest were to fall, someone would have to step into his place. Beyond just me, I hold together already what I can.
How so took his place? What do you mean? Take his place as leader of the city, or take his power?
There are things that are quite difficult, I'd say, to explain without context. And at this point, Sai, you probably kind of make your way back in. As Sparrow is finishing saying, taking the reins is probably a better, not just this city, of this plane, this jurisdiction. Prime Terra is not as capable of governing its own existence, I would say, as some of the others that exist outside the normal bounds.
The way I understand it is there's a lot of vacancies on the top floor at the moment. Is that right?
There are positions my brothers and sisters once filled. Did a lot of
Maybe.
you seek to become gods?
Michelle's
Not I,
gonna
no.
look at Doman and be like, "What are you getting at?" Like, give him that look.
Don't really think I'm cut out for it, and I have people down here that I won't say they lean on me real heavy anymore, but I'd like to be around for them.
Sure.
Just keeping that avenue open, perhaps, as a means of reimbursement.
I can't guarantee anything there. This music got a little bouncy. Try something. There we go. Can't guarantee anything. I can at least walk one of you through the process, if that would be the case. Sai.
Sai's gonna
Hello
drop,
again.
like, at a shock, drop his quarterstaff and. Sparrow?
Yes, no.
You know, I'm gonna say you lot have got a little bit to catch up on. I'm gonna let you group talk.
How can we get a hold of you if we need
Oh,
to?
my intention is just to kind of walk through your home and make myself familiar. So just shout down the hallway.
Easy enough.
Or stab one of each other. That's pain calls out to me in a very specific kind of way. I'll recognize each of yours. And he kind of like tastes the air. Yeah, I'll recognize it. And he just kind of wanders off. Give me an insight check, everybody, really quick.
My room's booby trapped.
18.
I did
11.
17.
15.
17 and 18. Sparrow gives a weirdly specifically wide berth to Sai.
Oh.
Not
Things.
like he like nods at you and like probably as he's like, good to see you again. We'll talk in a minute. But a physical distance he keeps very specifically out of arm's reach. Continue on. That's he's
So-
gonna just wander around your house.
So Sparrow's back?
Sparrow is Not yes, but Sparrow's a god.
Well, how did he get here?
That shit's not gonna
Look at
fly
Abby.
anymore.
That was the book.
Ventriloquism is uncanny.
The book. You guys got you open the book and he what?
Long story short, he is the god of pain and torture or something. God of
Sparrow
pain.
was trapped in another realm by Crest. I'm assuming that is where the other gods are as well, or at the very least in different realms. Sparrow somehow got a visage or puppet into our realm, planted certain objectives, and I walked right into it.
So you think the gods aren't gone? They're stowed away, trapped.
At
Well, it
least
depends
some of
on the way you look at it, because if you believe in an afterlife, that's simply just a different realm.
Did it, Abby? Did you thank him for the help?
No.
Did anybody ask him about Mathis or Balin?
Yes. Asked him about Mattis, and he said that he had given Mattis some semblance of powers, but he had misused them. Was what?
He didn't seem quite as motivated by Crest's downfall this go around. Maybe the first go around when we knew him, he was trying to get his physical form back to this plane. But now that he's here, maybe it's not quite as big of a motivation.
It was either part of his plan, or after our group got together, he realized our potential and set his plan in motion.
I think it was a shit plan if that was the case. How long did it take us to get this damn journal open? Or to even find it?
We still got it open though.
It worked, yeah.
Like, I would not
If
have
you're-
put my faith in us.
What did
thing
he
he
have
did.
to lose? He was already in another realm.
So I guess just taking a bit of a step back here, sure, Sparrow's a god now, and was always a god, and he's here. Does that change much for us?
He may
Maybe
be
not
cool.
currently, but it could either be helpful or hurtful later, depending on his desires.
Sure, right now it seems like kind of a boon.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
A very powerful friend against somebody who we're trying to fuck up.
But what position does that put him in after the fact?
Sparrow.
I'm trying to look at this from all angles. It's hard for me with someone I had a lot of respect for. And I'm trying to decide. That's what I'm trying to decide. Is whether he still has the same intentions, or if it was all just a plan.
His bullseye is definitely way above our heads.
Why would the god of torment and pain build a place of help and fortune?
I think if there's nobody left here, if avarice goes the way of the dodo, who's left to suffer? I mean, if you think about what he said, it really doesn't matter what he does, we as mortal beings suffer on a day-to-day basis. Us existing keeps him existing. At least that's my viewpoint, I guess.
It's
Maybe a
true.
beacon of hope keeps the pain going.
Maybe the pain tastes better when you have a little bit
Stripped
of hope
away.
to offset it. Yeah. You ever just not eaten for a really long time and then had a really big meal? That meal always tastes better. Just saying.
So what you're
Opposite.
saying is give two parents a beacon of hope to find their child and then strip it away from them.
Oh,
Or let two parents find their children and continue suffering their entire lives trying to raise them the way they want them to be raised. Let them grow up, let them leave them, let them make their
That's
own
true.
families.
That's true.
Life is pain through and through, Avi, no matter what you do.
I mean, if we were part of his plan, why try to kill us?
To maybe
Oh.
set in motion us digging deeper, finding the journal.
Are you talking about the bag of holding tear? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, when we are in the library
event,
and he tried
yes.
to squish us.
Yeah,
did
he
try to squish us.
he said at the time, right, that he didn't want us finding out his plan. Which I guess we could ask him. He's down the hall, but if he was trying to get himself to this plane and couldn't trust us at the time, doesn't want us screwing up that plan, killing us might have been the only way. Can't say I'm happy about it, but
I'm willing to accept help from him, but cautiously.
I agree. Very cautiously.
Are we still leaving the city?
great question. We've got Captain Chucklenuts. What was his name?
Hyatt? Crawford?
No,
Lord
Crackers.
Blackwood.
Oh.
Oh,
Who is
Malachi.
Right.
Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi Blackwood sent us the finger. That is the
that?
finger.
Oh. Yes, of it was what's his nuts that we owed a favor to.
Right,
Rathos.
Rasmus finger, and he said stay low for a while.
That's right.
So if I mean, I don't know what y'all are gonna do out in the wastes. Sai's got future in-laws to meet, and I'd love to see my sister, but
Well, there's also where I came from. I was found in the wastes, as well as you said that you're whoever. Averin would remember, but I don't. Whoever you told me had a library of books.
oh, Starkeeper Yoden.
Starkeeper Yoden. Yep.
Yeah.
That I'd be very interested in reading.
Yeah, we come across all sorts of stuff out there, so
If we
I
that'll
have
be something
stay,
for you.
if we stay, what do we have? What can we do?
And we keep trying to get to the lowest part of Avarice and
And
Fine
we
math, but-
decided that going to the waste and finding more information was our next step. Do we think that there is anything we could find out from Sparrow that would cover what we would need to go to the waste for?
It's worth an ask.
I guess what is that ask?
What are Crest's weaknesses? How do we get to the lowest level? Those are my two thoughts.
I don't think he knows what Crest's weakness is. If he did, he would extort that.
Valid
Maybe
point.
it is a weakness that he, in his position where he was incorporeal, could not exploit. maybe he had tried many times, like with starts with the B and Mathis, all those
Balin?
people that he was working
Balin
with.
Halfhand. He fell to a very unfortunate fate.
I mean, it never hurts to ask. I just wouldn't anticipate a
Which-
real in-depth answer.
I do want to remind you that Balin was Sparrow's friend, and he ended up in a dungeon with his eyes removed, as well as his fingers. What were left of them.
Don't know how that happened. If
Like I
anything,
said-
it seems like Avi's got some more questions for Sparrow.
Not any that I will trust the answer to.
Sometimes a lie can tell you more than the truth.
I have issues deciding what is a lie and what is the truth.
We can bring Sparrow back in here, and I can put on Zone of Truth. I don't know how well that will work against the god, but
I don't think we need that. I think some time away from the city would be needed.
I still would like to ask him some questions, though, before we go.
Let's go inside where it's a little more comfortable and we can
We are inside.
chat. Well, I mean, we're in the garage, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's an insulated garage, okay? You think
Oh,
we're like forking out for this? Yeah, come on now.
It's got like a folding chair with a nice little tin bucket for cigarette butts and a old tube TV.
Oh, Yoshita, in case you missed it, we decided that we were going to go to the west.
Oh, I have nothing out there except for y'all, so
Okay, there's not much worth in the city anymore.
that's true.
Indeed.
Except for my brother, but I can.
We haven't forgotten. Where'd you go, by the
feel
way?
like I went for snacks
That checks.
and I got a
Don't know I
tattoo.
expect anything different.
You got a tattoo.
Another tattoo.
Yeah, I really missed my chicken playing a violin, so I just got it permanent. Yep, she's here too.
Making noises.
Oh.
So I'll go with y'all. And so will Lady Featherweight. We always need
Yes.
eggs, don't we? hmm
Sure, yeah, sure. We always need eggs. You seem a little conflicted. Are you sure? You sure you want to come?
Well, I don't
mean,
know
you're
what
always
to
welcome.
expect out there. I'm always
lot
ready
of
for a new
sand.
adventure.
A lot of sand, being thirsty all the time,
Oh,
pretty much.
The
That's
worms.
most-
You have to watch out for the worms.
oh,
They're the
they're-
worst.
are they just like really big or like small?
The dead ones that we fought before,
Oh,
those ones, but they're alive.
oh God. Okay, let's just do a full send. Let's do it.
I can
Oh Lord.
I can maybe add a modification to the sand skimmer to help with that. Potentially.
Help
Okay,
against worms.
let's do it.
A saddle attachment.
For a worm. Okay.
Okay, let's go inside and let's maybe ask Sparrow questions. Yes.
He's probably already listening. Sparrow! I'll just stab my hand with my crossbow bolt.
Roll 1d4.
2!
2 points of piercing damage to yourself. You stab yourself in the hand. You have blood drip to the ground, which marbles up like when you drip water on something that's water resistant. marbles up and begins to roll and spread. That single drop of blood that spilled to the ground pools up and turns to smoke and shadow and coalescing the small form of Sparrow. Hey, I was like maybe 25 feet away having a lovely conversation with a small unicorn you've got in the front room. The stabbing thing was, I didn't expect anyone
I
to...
yelled for you.
You gave me no chance to respond. You said Sparrow, and then you stabbed yourself, and I figured at that point, I might as well just come quickly.
It worked.
Jeez, are you right? That looks like it hurts, does it?
Well, it went all like poof, poof, poof. Was that you?
No, that was, yeah, the smoke and, yeah, that was me. But the blood, are you all right? Does that hurt?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna-
Is it just a little bit?
It just hurts a little bit.
Oh, good.
I like poke it a little bit.
Yeah,
We're good.
yeah.
Fucking
I'm gonna
sadist.
come over and put my hand on Yoshi's shoulder and say thank you, and drop 2 points of healing, lay on hands into her.
Oh,
Oh, sweet.
boo on you.
Thank you.
Sparrow, I never got to say thank you for your sacrifice.
It really wasn't much of a sacrifice. It wasn't really my body, was it?
Still, I mean,
You're,
it helped us get out of there, and I take a step towards him.
and he just automatically takes a step away, like back, just matching your distance. He goes, "Hey, you're very welcome. No, think nothing of it."
What's this?
What's what?
What's you guys see it too, right?
I mean, reasonably, the last time he touched me, the body I was using at the time was sucked into the astral sea and didn't return.
Was that him?
It was more him than
Mhm.
anyone
I mean,
else.
To be fair, you tried to kill me.
I say we just let bygones be bygones, and just, if you appreciate, I would just prefer to stay 3 feet distance. Space for
I agree.
Crest.
Let bygones be bygones, and just shake hands and make up.
Hug it out.
And there's like eye contact with Sparrow.
I'm just gonna. Can I roll an insight check, just to see
can roll an
if I can
insight
roll
check,
it,
yeah.
like check anything from him? That would be a 31.
It's fair enough thought. I'm a germaphobe. He is lying through his teeth. For some reason, he is terrified of coming into direct contact with you.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Just bygones be bygones. Fair enough. I just don't like touching. I think that's fair. Consent's important to mortals, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good.
Well, with all this aside, we had a few questions for you.
Of course. Happy to help however I can. What questions do you have?
Avi, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
Secrets of the universe, primordial creation myth.
I don't give a shit about that.
Oh, right. Those are usually the questions. 42 is the answer to the first one. That helps.
Avi, did you want to go first or do you want me to?
I don't have any questions at this point in time.
Okay. We need to know what you know about Crest's weaknesses.
Ooh, weaknesses. That's difficult to say. Chris has always been somewhat secretive, locked away in his labs. Not as secretive as Doran. He never really liked anyone, the hermit. But Christ, God of magic, progress in knowledge. I suppose he's got a weakness for books, but that's probably not the weakness you're thinking. As far as direct, like if you're striving to defeat him, he's a god, you know. We're not keen on weaknesses. I suppose
Everybody has weaknesses. Whether that's a personality flaw, whether you think that you are full of ego, or you
That's
get
actually
drunk all the time.
that's
Everybody has weaknesses.
that's a fair point. I mean, being the god of knowledge and all that, kind of guy that thinks he knows everything. If there's something he doesn't know, he's keen. He can figure it out. He's got quite a keen mind. All that. Hit him something he doesn't know, or something he doesn't expect. Any sort of anti-magic. It's a good trick. Stops most of his big stuff. Catch him by surprise. He set lots of defenses to make sure, like, you ought to figure out he's not at the top of the tower, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one of the big things. Figuring out where he is. If Crest thinks no one knows, then he knows no one knows. If you're able to figure out where he is, that'd be the first step. Misdirection and all that.
I think we know where he is.
Weakness of any god is gets people to stop participating in the thing that gives them strength. So if you can get people to stop progressing and using magic, that'd be good.
Seems difficult.
Or any of those weapons you clever folks came up with during the last war to get rid of the rest of us. I was bound before the last war, to be clear. Oh, poor Haran and List. List had actually been redeemed. I don't know if you knew that. She was kind of like me and Haran, bound away, lost to time. Some folk brought her back just in time to be killed a couple centuries later.
Killed?
List, go to secrets and hidden things.
Right, but she's dead.
Yeah, most of it's just me
all
and
marked.
Crest as far
Oh,
as
I was assuming that you meant like not here.
I mean in the metaphysical sense. That's yeah, not here. Haran
Crest-
was killed before the war. Huh?
That's
Can
going to
Crest
go off.
see the voiceless?
Sorry, me, Andrew.
Yeah. Can
Well-
Crest see the voiceless?
It can. That's voiceless is really just it's a leakage of his own power. I'm not really sure the entirety that goes into it. Again, haven't been here. Only able to operate in very limited form. Some knowledge. Yeah, you mortals have a really hard time not being able to just be whatever you want, do whatever you want, kind of thing. I think you can see the voiceless. Like you're all. The voices are here. It's like radiation. Did you have You didn't have radiation here. It's a form of magical fallout, I think, is the best way to put it. People pick it up. Divine leakage might be a good way to put it.
That sounds uncomfortable, at the very least.
It's
I have to
'cause
admit,
lost-
most of it's this is going over my head, and you lost me back at weapons from the last war. I'm gonna imagine most of those aren't here.
in the city.
Actually,
Yeah.
Aren't you one of them, Abby?
there might be a few.
Of you where?
There's
I'm
more
not
to the
going to say
sentence,
for
Abby.
now.
Oh,
That's fair.
If you know where they are, that's perks of being a god. Go anywhere, do anything. I can just, if you got a description for me, I can just take you there.
I think we can find it ourselves.
What about the lowest level of avarice?
Sure.
You can just get us there.
Yeah, now that I'm not really bound by the mortal laws, really, time and place is more of a choice than anything.
Is there
If you-
any way for Crest to know that you are back?
Right, no, me
Is there a way for
specific.
him to feel that you are back or anything like that?
I've taken upon myself a few of the untended domains of my brethren. So, secrets is one of them. I can hide myself well enough. As far as he knows, there's some. Just this for me. There's just some poor shopkeep that, that mysteriously reappeared. Things like that happen all the time, beyond his interest. Sorry, my monitor fell. There we go. Taking that out. Now I can
Sorry, I
see.
know it keeps circling back around to it, but the time and place bit. I imagine if you can put us wherever you want to put us, you could put somebody else wherever you want to put somebody else.
If I know who they are and where they are, it's easier if I'm there in person.
So, if I could give you a description on the location of a specific individual, you could bring them here.
I'd have to go to them and then bring them
Sure.
here, because I might not bring all of them here. If you just want bits of them,
The whole thing in the original configuration.
no improvements.
No improvements. As what?
Well, what if they're healthier? Well,
Fix them a
You
little
can.
bit.
Yes. See, the problem is I would ask that they'd have less pain, which may not be your forte.
It
Yes.
goes directly contradictory to my.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
not so much a choice. Like, I understand what you're asking.
Right. Right.
I mean, we have the tools for reducing that pain.
What god gives celestials celestialness?
That's not really specifically a deity of any type. That's more.
I don't
From
know.
the books that I have read, they gain powers from people who follow them or ideologies.
That.
I mean, Asmia. How am I Asmia not human? What gives Asmias there?
Well, that's when a man and a woman love each other very much, or gender neutral beings of sufficient power love each other very much, that have a divine blood or nature to them. That's.
Yes, but where does that divine nature come from?
Where does your power come from? That's your devotion, right? Your aura seems devoting you. And he points over at Doman. Similar devotion to a celestial. That's an interesting combination. So, something in your genealogical history had enough people believing in it enough to generate a divine spark, and that has passed on. Yeah, and he looks at Dominic. Much simpler. Somebody fucked a demon.
I had no qualms about my heritage.
It's just a fun contradiction because everybody views
Yeah.
like celestial beings and
Okay, do me-
infernal. Later, lass. That's we've got more pressing questions. I'll do you later.
no. What? Okay.
I think.
I meant, but
Is that
how-
a threat or a promise?
No, I was asking if I got if I'm a changeling.
Oh no, you. Sorry, I misunderstood the question. There was a fairy being that swaps you out in your crib when you were a child, and that's how changeling. You were raised as half elf. Yeah,
So that my family's not my family.
they raised you, didn't they? That's loved you
They
as their
did.
own. They're your family. I mean,
Could that be why they kicked me out? Oh my god, these are so many.
my understanding
where-
that the reason you got kicked out, and correct me if I'm wrong, was passed on to me by our mutual contact, is you committed heresy, yeah?
I did do that. Yes, I did do that.
That's not genetic, so no need to worry about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
somehow
heresy
this
is...
conversation makes me feel worse.
So does that mean
No,
that
I
you're-
love heresy. It's fine.
Yes.
Ah, causes lots of pain. Everybody involved.
Well, as much as I love a Sparrow genealogy class, does anybody have any more questions for him?
I do.
Yes, can you return somebody's Asmiel essence? What if it has been taken away?
Does it hurt them?
The force of
Probably not.
divinity injected into one person's body, I imagine, is not very comfortable.
Probably not. I can't restore it if it's gone. Can't create or destroy. Really, in that sense.
But is it possible to be done?
I would say so. If you had any source of divine spark to offer up, you would quench the original fire. I could put it into the other.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Okay, my last question: if I do give you a name and description of an individual and where they are, would you be willing to fetch them for us?
That can be a tricky. It's a tricky game. Descriptions of descriptions of descriptions. What you could do is, if you gave me a description of an individual or a description of a place, I could take you to that place. You could point out the individual, in which case I could take all of us back. Less risky if I show up with the wrong person that kind of closely matches the description you gave me. I could just go. I suppose fetching somebody would be I think a fair trade. Call us even for bringing me across the plains.
Okay,
Right, and then we'll
let's do it.
move forward with the whole dethroning crest bit.
Perfect. One deific boon coming up.
Wait,
are you
wait.
coming with me, or trusting us to the chance
coming with you.
Fair enough. I heard a wait.
Yeah, that was me. I was gonna ask a small favor. Abby, I'm gonna need your help for this. I'm gonna lean in and be like, smile, and I'm gonna change into a size form, and I'm hoping Abby will take the cue and take a picture.
Okay.
Sure.
Taking a
But-
picture.
Take a picture.
But I look like Sai. I wanted to surprise him.
You're surprised Sparrow specifically.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. That's it. He leans in and like gives with his feathers like a little. Like he puts one arm around you and like it kind of does the same thing.
Cool. Does
Right, that was
Abby take a
clever.
picture?
Okay.
Sure.
Takes a picture.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to have a picture of him for later for reasons, and I put it in my pocket.
So, Domin, you and I, where are we going?
I'll look at Ange.
You can do this.
We like to
Would it be
present.
Yes. Can you take more than one?
I can take like 8 people, I think is.
Let's
the-
all go.
Probably some more. I am a god, not really necessarily bound by. It's gonna be odd not being restricted to rules that mortals have to live by.
Okay, let's do this. Is
Sounds-
everybody
Sounds
ready?
pleasant. Does everybody want to come?
Yes.
I will go.
Is
Alright.
Lear coming?
Lear's.
Lear is not coming.
Lear is not coming.
Eat your beans, Lear. Eat
I'll
your
Don't need
beans.
that kind of trauma in her life.
I'll just hand Lady Featherweight to her and be like, you know the drill.
Yeah, I'll take care. You want some corn? And she like turns and she's holding Lady Featherweight.
Spark.
Back in a jiffy.
I think Sparrow has some beans in the kitchen.
Okay.
And
Or
then
Amaranth.
I'm gonna make sure Spark comes along as well.
Okay, you got Spark. And then everybody's going.
And so,
All right, so everybody in a circle join hands, and he puts himself between Doman and Averin. All right, everybody, hands.
Okay.
And as everybody's in the circle, he dissipates in a cloud of smoke that engulfs all of you. Actually, sorry, before that, right, Doman, where are we going?
We're going to the deepest part of Avarice.
Right,
And
give
I
him-
I will try and describe the room to him. And I don't know if he can read my mind, but I will envision it in my mind as well.
Okay. Cool. So just as much detail as you can. Do you just give physical details, or what are the key things you want to impart when describing it to him?
Well, impart that it's the lowest point of Avarice. It's in a round room with a cavern outside. There's the stones with the 8 people all around it. See if I can't impart the general vibe in the room and
Avi, didn't you have?
Mav too?
just
You should describe Mav too.
and that one person, and then I'll describe Mav. Looks like this.
And then Avi, didn't you have an exact number of feet below the surface?
Yes, well, I can tell you from where we are, it is in that direction, exactly X amount of meters away.
Okay. With that description, hey, I think I got it, and dissipates into smoke that again engulfs all of you. There's a moment that your vision is completely enshrouded, and then is clear, and you are in what looks like a stone workshop. Glass walls all around, overlooking what is clearly a cavern deep beneath the surface. The same one that you saw before, Doman. There are 7 stone tablets, stone tables, each of which somebody is resting upon. From each table, a cord, a tube, piece of piping that connects to a gem at the center, all of which are pulsing blue. You can feel this.
Does Averin recognize this gem?
Give me an Arcana check, and then while you make that roll, hold on to the number in your head, because I'm going to just keep describing the room. The edges of the room, you see tools are hung on the wall. One of the walls, there's a large workbench besides a forge. Averin, what was your roll?
A natural 18 for a total of 28.
28. This is
Damn boy.
the same crystalline matter that makes up the gems that comprise both you and Spark's hearts.
Thought so.
The same color of blue. The pulse that you all feel. Averin, it takes you a second to recognize is it aligns perfectly with what you would have kind of equate to your own heartbeat. The same energy that courses through you. It doesn't matter who we came here for. We need to leave now. Everybody join hands again.
I'm going.
No.
I will for Mav.
Yeah, I'm not. Looking for Mav.
Looking for Mav, checking each person. Give me perception checks. All of you, everyone that's here.
17.
Perception?
3. Perception.
Oh, damn. Why do I have such high perception? 15.
15. 9. 3 for Angel. Will's camera disappeared. There he
Oh,
is.
he's back.
Will, what
17.
did he get on yours?
17.
17. And Sai, remind me what yours was.
17.
17. The two 17s. Two things as everybody begins to look at the bodies.
Bodies?
Well, the
The
not
7
corpses,
tables.
just
Okay.
the 7
Bodies on the table.
Yeah, the bodies on the tables. Everybody kind of begins to look. The two of you see Mav as he's been described, and Doman. In a moment, I'll let you kind of describe what he looks like. 17s, you also realize that there's an 8th cord that curls off into an unlit portion, a small section of the wall that doesn't have the glass. As each pulse lights, this one, it seems to be traveling a different direction into something. And you just see sitting in a stone chair, not a throne, nothing so superficial and egotistical as a throne. Somebody just kind of curled into the chair, hooded, covered. The metallic glint of whatever is covering their feet shines with kind of a dull rust. Not currently moving. A number of parts, pieces, scrapped experiments at the ground, kind of around it. And Sparrow pulling Dominant your sleeve as you pull away to go towards Mav. He goes, "This is the heart of his home. We have to leave now." Go ahead and describe Mav on the table, eyes closed.
Well, he looks a lot more gaunt than the last time I remember seeing him, obviously. But he has short, dark hair, like his dad's, but instead of being swept back, it's short and spiky. He's got horns, but they don't lay against his skull. They like shoot up and back at an angle. He's clean shaven and, like I said, very gaunt, sharp features. And if you could see him smile, he has sharpened teeth and eyes to match his dad's as well. Red and magma-esque.
Dylan, what are you doing right now?
His skin also matches his dad. Distance between me and him is significant?
Maybe
or?
20 feet. This room, it has probably a 40-foot radius, and he is on one of the tables that's closer to you.
Fairy fire.
I will pick up Sparrow, and I will clear the distance between me and Mav. With the hand that's not holding the small birdman, I'll unsheath a dagger and be ready to cut a cord if I need to.
Okay. Sparrow kind of going along because he currently wants to be in contact with as many of you as possible.
With me knowing generally how that crystal's going to work, is it going to harm him significantly if he cuts that cord?
No, it's just going to stop pulling at your research with what happened to Lear. Whatever it is, it's just going to stop pulling energy from him.
Yep.
Sparrow, as he's being pulled away, he looks at Sai and he goes, "Good or ill, if we don't leave now, this is the end. We have to leave." What is everybody doing? And I'm going to say everybody is aware of where Mav is.
I did fairy fire.
Where did you do fairy fire?
Well, it's a 60 feet.
60-foot radius?
Yeah.
So you just, everything lights up. There's no saving throw or anything, right? It's just whoever's in the area is lit up.
It's a deck save for 17.
I'd like to try and pass that if I could.
Jesus. Okay. Dexterity saving throw. Wow. 9. The figure in the corner is lit up. Who else gets lit up? Everybody on the tables begins to glow.
I have 17.
17.
A tall figure who's sitting in that stone chair And at his feet, really, fucking two of them. At his feet, some of those pieces and parts begin to glow as well. The shape of what looks like a mechanical animal, some sort of construct, canine in form, is glowing softly as well. Neither of them currently moving.
Getting to Mav. That's
Yeah, I am grabbing Mav, grabbing Sparrow. I am in contact with both. I'm trying to be in contact with both of them.
Knowing that I'm the fastest of the group, I'm also going to sprint to Mav and grab his other hand to try to connect the loop.
Okay.
going.
What is...
I'm following them, of course. I didn't let go of anybody's hand.
Everybody started moving when everybody started searching, so you'll have to run over and grab on to, like,
I've got my
Angel.
crossbow out and I grab on Angel.
If there's just a little bit of distance, I'm going to use Spark to close the loop.
Sparky Spark.
Are you joining the loop as well, Averin?
No.
Abby!
Spark runs up, Sparrow grabbing onto one part of him. Yoshida, do you grab onto Spark?
Yes. Wait, yeah.
And Sparrow looks and just has a moment with Averin. He nods and dissipates into smoke.
As we,
Abby!
can I like make a perception check to see if I notice Abby's not in the circle before we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
For a 12.
12. The DC is going to be 10. Like, it's
Yeah, I'm
panicked,
not-
but like looking at, he's not hiding. He's just, you see Averin's not in the circle.
Okay. If that's the case, I would like to see if I can't cast Force Cage on the being that's across the room.
Okay. Is there a saving throw there?
No, it goes up around him. If he tries to get out of it for magically, it's a DC 19 Charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Otherwise, he is trapped in a 10-foot by 10-foot invisible cube.
Okay. You do. I'm going to say you wrap him up.
Leaving, so he's probably going to drop.
He raises his head and he attempts to counterspell Sparrow's teleport.
Mm.
I assume I just casted, so I couldn't counterspell a counterspell, right?
It's your reaction to
wait,
counterspell.
Wait.
Your reaction to counterspell, you can. I want...
Hold on. A prison in the shape of a box can be about 10 feet. Can be up to 10 feet on the side, creating a solid barrier that prevents any matter from passing through it and blocking any spells cast into it or out of the area. That's Force Cage.
Oh, okay. So his counterspell fails. You all are encapsulated in smoke. The last thing you see is Averin looking at the gem, looking at the figure. Before you're back in the garage of your home office.
No. No.
Averin.
So I want to make
I
sure
need
that I understand this correctly. Mav is now gone, right?
Mav is now gone.
Okay.
You and this figure and his large canine-shaped automaton currently encapsulated in a force cage. Are the only things in the room. That and the 6 other people.
I will say that Force Cage, now that I've read it, has a range of 100 feet. So I imagine we're out of that range now.
What's the duration?
Duration's an hour.
I don't think you have to be within range to cast it. You do not have to remain in range unless it specifies that once you leave range.
I think it does.
Camera again.
Bye, camera.
And you've got 1 minute
It's too hot.
of
it's
advantage
too hot.
on attack rolls.
So yeah, but he has 1 minute of advantage on attack rolls on me too because I failed.
Oh.
But So I'm gonna say he's still in the force cage. You all are gone. I didn't expect you all to find me so soon. Hooded figure. I think I know why, but I must ask. Why did you stay?
The technology you're using. I created it, did I not? Or found it, rather.
To say that you've created it, and I created it, is true. We created it. Together, in a way. Spark, lights, please.
Yep, I knew it.
And the crystal just begins to glow a more even blue light and spread across, and you see the rusted, ancient Warforged sitting in the seat, creaking as he kind of stands. And the force cage that surrounds him, you watch as he just puts his hands between two of these shimmering bars and just bends it out of his way. He turns. He has grown much since we first met so long ago, and yet so recently. He steps through. I hope he knows that I kept them safe. I remembered what they searched for. No harm came to Mav.
I, as David, don't know what to fucking say here. Like, I would like to ask why. How did I become this, or am I a copy of this? Seeing as you were talking about Mav and no harm coming from him, I would imagine I am you
And
previously.
Time is strange, as we will and have come to learn. We did protect them, and we will protect them again. For this has happened before. As it comes again to pass. It will make sense. Spark, diagram 142-3A7B. And the hulking 4 or 5 times the size of Spark as he is now kind of lopes to the center of the room next to the crystal and sits down. He opens his mouth and opens, and a hologram appears ahead of him, and it's cosmic bodies, stars, planets. We must always have this place. Because me, you, we must hold in balance all things. This, Averin, I leave to you. Blueprints, plans. Remember it, and with your keen mind, you have no choice but to commit everything you see as this passes through diagrams, star maps, everything to memory. Do you understand?
No, but I have taken all diagrams into my memory.
Good. Understanding can come. This, I think, is all that is left to say. In the end, we succeeded. For a time. And he holds out his hand to you.
Love you. High five. Want a big hug? Sorry, real sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Good.
Say hi,
bud.
everybody.
Hello.
They're all waving at you. They're saying
Tension
hi.
relief.
Ready to go see mom?
Oh,
See you later, buddy. All right. He had to come say goodnight to Dad. Had no idea he was there. Scared the shit out of me, honestly.
He's still there.
So he holds out his hand to me. And what exactly was the last thing he said?
Exactly. I'm not sure, but we'll leave this. He goes, as we once gave our name to this city, Abby, I return the city to you. He's still holding out his hand.
He pauses for a minute. Looks around at the bodies on the floor or on the tables. And then reaches out.
As you make contact, to you, the universe is ripped apart, separated to individual atoms and molecules, each of which you can see and understand. I'm going to send a message to David separately, just really quickly, as the rest of you appear in your workshop, in Averin's workshop. Discuss amongst yourselves for a moment. Sparrow is catching his breath.
we have to go
Angel's
back.
gonna run right over to Mav.
Is he all right?
Mav, are you okay? Wake up.
I think it's going to take some time coming off the machine. Can we at least take him upstairs and put him in bed?
Yes. And she's gonna
Get him some
pick
beans.
him up.
Grab a can of beans as we go by the kitchen.
Yeah. And Angel never noticed that Avi stayed back. She's just like laser
Sparrow.
focused. So
We have to go back. We have to go back.
Where's Avi?
One sec.
Oh, you're good.
One sec. Sparrow's still catching his breath.
Did he not grab the circle?
No, he just handed me Spark,
Spark.
and that's why I was yelling Avi at the end.
Fucking robot. We'll have to worry about that later. Let's we got to make sure everybody's okay. And I'll just assist y'all in helping Mav get set up. Maybe bring some water and things up
Get
to the
to
room.
bed.
And
Gonna drop,
He,
lay hands into him.
I have more healing if we need it.
I'm sorry, Avi's not going to come back. Something just happened. Something that I don't understand. But I do. I don't know that we can overthrow Crest as he is. Not now. But you have Mav back. We should run. We should get out of the city. He knows where we are now.
How does he know where we are? Oh,
Assume anything that Averin knew, he knows.
That we can't go the waste.
I mean, we can
Shouldn't
go.
know
He
where
doesn't
we
know. He doesn't know where we'll be.
Avi does not know where in the wastes. It is a large
true.
place.
And we are very rarely in the same spot for more than a little while. Okay, and Doman will take sheets and pillows off of one bed and throw them over his shoulder, and then re-pick Mav up. And
Leah,
we'll go back
help
down
us
to the sun.
pack.
Yeah, my stuff is already ready. When we started talking about going to the waste, I just assumed. What can I get for you? Should I get Avi's stuff?
Grab
Throw
the
some books
unicorn,
in
I guess.
yeah, unicorn books and
Okay.
some bag of holding.
Bruce. Lear just starts going off, looking for Bruce.
I run to my room and I pack all my weapons and stuff, and put the books in carry it back. Wait, does Abby have our bag of holding?
Yep.
Yeah.
He does.
Okay, so I'm gonna put these back, and I go put them back.
We do have the sand skimmer, so anything we can fit in there, and it is equipped for cargo.
Okay, I'll go back and get them, and I'll run back.
I'm gonna run into the shop and just look for any books on Crest that Abby's been collecting.
Okay.
And
Find a couple, either like church books or some of the things he recovered from Sparrow's workshop.
I'll just put those in the sand skimmer.
I grab all the beans, and I carry them to the sand skimmer.
Okay.
I'm gonna set up the bedding that I've got in the back so that Mav can sleep while we ride.
And he does seem to be sleeping peacefully. Drained,
All drained.
gaunt. His red skin is somewhat grayed. Dulled, not grayed, but dulled. Very similar to when you found Lear. Sparrow is just sitting in the workshop. And he's, as all of you rush and grab things, he's just kind of like not rocking manically, but just like taking breaths, just seeming to try to recenter himself.
Are you coming with us, Sparrow?
I should, I think. Yeah. And he stands and just he walks over to the workbench. He looks around. He just picks up just like a small hammer, a ball peen hammer. Pats it against his hand, and just looking at it and kind of turning it back and forth in his hand, just starts walking out towards the wagon.
Towards the skimmer in the garage?
Or yeah, towards the, or back, just back to the skimmer, and he just like gets into the back and he sits in it. So
Drop into the back. The standing place.
out to the waist then.
We got everything. Is everybody in?
Yep.
Let's go.
I'll drop it into reverse and peel out the garage.
As you peel out, hitting the streets of Avarice, down a party member. We are going to be off the next 2 weeks
I can make this gesture on camera.
for birthdays and things like that. So we will see you next time on Easy Dispel. Join us
Real
next week
piece of
for
shit, David.
Redwall on Thursday. See you all. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.